Two. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
that's the 1, 2.
All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made to fit. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Found the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. SUBCRIBE until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Swan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Had me crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Then God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I
Shalom Israel. We're the ISUBK, start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. In fact, if you're not an ISUBK under Commander General Yohana, you're not of the truth. I'm Officer Qadash 50, holding down the class, Lashawan Qadash tonight, where we teach all about our original language, our original Hebrew language, you know, to let you know and understand where our language, it helps you know and understand that we have a language. We have a beginning in that language. You know, long before the Tower of Babel, you know, Israel, the whole world was speaking one language, and it was Hebrew, okay? And then the Most High split that. He separated it because he wanted us to be different. He didn't want us to be the same. We have our own language, and then of course we got put in captivity. The language that we had when in the beginning was Paleo Hebrew, okay? Hebrew, right there. Paleo Hebrew, Lashawan Qadash, the Holy Tongue. Of course, we went into captivity, and we got caught disobeying the laws again, like we always do, like we have done. But the Most High, you know, He loves us. We talked about that the last class here on the laws, how the Most High loves it. He loves only Israel. He loves only this nation. You know, the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, we're not part of the other nations. Part of, you know, you got Ammonites. Those are the Chinese, the Japanese. The Japanese are Ammonites. The Moabites, which is their brother, we're not a part of them either. They're Chinese. We're not a part of the Elamites. You're not part of the Hamites and all of their 4 nations. We're not part of any of them. You know, those nations are eat anything. They do anything. They don't dress like us. You know, Israel has its own special understanding of the laws which the Most High gave us. You know, that cannot be refuted. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group out here that's trying to teach that. You know, we're not affiliated with them. Even though they're our brothers, they got things discombobulated there. But if you come to the ISUBK, you'll be taught the law, statutes, and commandments only. You know, we don't go by about what we feel. We go by the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments under Commander General Yohana, which the Most High has laid out as to be our commander-in-chief, okay? And we also went in captivity, in the Syrian captivity, and we learned another language called Assyrian Hebrew. You know, but it's the same sounds, more or less. It's our sounds. We still use our same sounds. But the heathens out there, Assyria in Daniel days and Nebuchadnezzar and all these different empires that, you know, spoke Assyrian, they saw fit to change our characters right here. And that's what we get in the Syrian Hebrew. You know, Abba, Gada, Hawazaka, Tayakala Manasa, Ipataza, Parashata. And that's where the original language here, the original Hebrew, is the same sounds as the Syrian Hebrew. You know, as we see people coming in class, it's a Friday night, I understand. You know, maybe raining in some places, hot in some places, you know. But for the most part, you know, we understand that people have jobs and they getting off work and they're getting ready, they're checking in. And we'll wait for a few people to go to class as we talk a little bit more. If you have the understanding that Hebrew is the original language, you know. It has 22 characters, you know, just like you would say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, we say Abba, Gada, Hawazaka, Tayakala, Manasa, you know, Ibataza, Kwarashata. You know, and then so we have 22 characters that we say, like you would say A, B, C, D. And then of course we have 2 vowel sounds. Those vowel sounds are ah and I. Ah and I. You know, that's why you hear a lot of our The way we talk is Ba, Yahweh Shai, Aratazah, Bariath, we're always using that and that I sound in our language because that's what the Most High gave us. That's what our tongue is fitted to do. It's fitted to go that way. It's hard. It's in school. If you go to these Edomite school, it's hard to even pronounce that. You find some of the dumbest hicks off the street. They can pronounce their language right, and then they get an A in school, an A in English. What's their language? I mean, they're supposed to. It's their tongue. That's the tongue that the Most High had given them from the Tower of Babel off that curse. We speak Hebrew here, so we had to adapt coming off those slave ships. Deuteronomy 28:68. We had to adapt to learn. The Bible says there's going to be a language, a tongue that you will not understand. And that's the whole thing that our people don't. It's hard for us to connect because we go to school and we look at it like, man, why can't get an A in their English? It's their language. It's their language. And from our Indian. From my native Indians, from tribe of Gad, they have a language. When they first came over here, they were speaking Hebrew. So I'm pretty sure some dialect from that. And then of course our Hispanic brothers, when they went in captivity down there, picking sugar cane, cotton, and all of the rice down in their land. They're speaking Spanish from Spain itself, of course, Spain and over there, a lot of those people, they're not our people, that's España, that's a whole other language, ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias y tú, things like that. I'm fine, and you. So they speak a language. That's not of their own heritage. Their heritage language is Hebrew. Hebrew. They don't understand. A lot of us don't understand. A lot of us of our brothers, the native Indians and the Taino Indian from Spain that. From the islands, are actually our brothers and our sisters. We all came on slave ships. Some of them came ahead in the native Indian, and which is the tribe of Gad. And they were speaking Hebrew already. That's what some of these Columbus and all these Vespucci and all these had to bring over here. They had to bring people who know how to speak Hebrew to talk to them because that's what was over here. They were speaking this chart right here. They were speaking this chart. They were speaking Abba Gada, how is our God? In some speculations that I've seen, just articles, I don't want to bring them up, but I have seen some articles where some of the churches down there, from the old slave churches, people had Hebrew written on the pews and stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying. And it was the original Paleo Hebrew. You see, Hebrew is the original language. It's the mother tongue that the Most High has given us. We don't speak this English language as well. We speak it. I'm speaking it now, but hey, I gotta think about it. I gotta fit my tongue. I mess up every now and then. Of course, you mess up. We have to learn and get back to our heritage, to our Hebrew language, because we're not English. That's that. We're not even Spanish. And then our tribes, other tribes, Puerto Rico tribes from Ephraim, but over there in Punta Cana, those tribes from Simeon, they don't. Then we have tribes all the way down in Argentina, Naphtali, they speak in Spanish. Asher, Colombia, they speak in Spanish down there. Some of them speak in what you call Portuguese, Tanyan bon dia. They speak in a language, good morning, how are you? They speak in a language that basically, that's not their original language either. So you said, that's why you get in the Hebrew class and learn who you really are. Learn your real language. Why we go through Hebrew? So that you can understand your heritage. Not only that, so you can understand where you come from, so you can understand when you pick up this Bible. Let me grab a Bible over here real quick, Salaki, for a second. When you pick up these scriptures, and you pick up to the Tanakh right here, Salaki for that. When you pick up this Tanakh, you'll begin to understand that this Bible, there you go. When you pick up this Bible, the Holy Scripture, King James Version of the Bible, which the Apocrypha was inset in the 1611 King James Version of the Bible. When you pick it up, you begin to understand the Hebrew that's related to this. This is our book. This is not a book given to Moab, to Chinese, to Africans, to Elamites, to East Indian, and damn sure ain't given to Esau. This book is our book. That's why we have to understand our language, because our language is inset in here. If you look at it, when you see words in there, you see what the Most High is trying to communicate, what King James translated over to us, and you begin to understand a little better about what's written. You begin to feel a little bit more confident in yourself and understand that, oh man, this is our language. Because the Most High gave it to us. He did not give it to any other nation. We are a holy nation, a royal priesthood, the Bible says. I'll turn to that real quick here. Let's turn to Deuteronomy 7 and 6 here. Just for saying, for while people are still checking in the class, okay? I think we should have people on the Facebook channel and the YouTube. Well, I'll read about it. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people. That's what we are. Thou art an holy people. I see people checking in. Thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Now see, we're above all people. And of course, we're above all people. Where do you think the language is going to start from? It's going to start from us. Above all people, man. That's what this says, that are on the face of the Aratazah. Panya Aratazah. Face. So the Most High is giving that to us. Man, we're above all people. Let's see who's checked in. Let's see. Young man, D'Angelo, glad to have you in class. Officer Shaw, D'Angelo. Hey, listen, we're above all people. We don't take a back seat to nobody. Let's read that again. Let's make sure. Because when you read our language, everything that's done on this earth and happens, until after the Tower of Babel, it started from our language. Well, all this came from our language. We were speaking Hebrew, man. Let's get that understood. There was no German, there was no Russian, there was no Chinese, or Italian, or we're talking language in Hebrew class here. There was no Japanese, and all these funky languages that the Lord had to give to these other nations just to separate and pull them, because they were trying to join each other. The Lord said, "Badalka, separate." That's what he was saying. And why? Because we're special people. He didn't want us to be part of them. So let's read that. Deuteronomy 7 and 6 here. For thou, follow along with me if you're at home. We're getting a little preamble here to the Lashawan Qadash class, but we get a little bit into some vocabulary words and understanding, okay? For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, unto the Most High thy God, all right? The Lord, the Most High thy God, have chosen thee to be special. The people, special people unto himself. Not just special to be special. Shows to be a special people above all people that are on the face of the earth. What does it mean to be special? Somebody type it in the chat right there. And what does it mean to be a special people? Before we get into class here a little bit deeper there. What does it mean to be special? What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, is that what? Tell me in your own words, in a few words. What does it mean to be special? Special unto the Most High. What does that mean? I mean, you know, I mean, it's like, somebody type it in chat. Anybody, just type in chat. What do you think? Special people unto himself. You know, the Most High did that purposely. Okay, type in the chat. Okay. Salaki. Type that in the chat and tell me what does it mean to be a special people. You know, what does that mean? What's the Most High saying to be a special people unto himself? You know, type that in the chat. What is it when he picked up Deuteronomy 7:6, saying a special people unto himself? You know, what does that mean? In your own words, what does that mean? Type it in the chat. Okay. Let me see what you got here. Young man D'Angelo got holy. Yeah, that's right. Special. We set apart, man. We Qadash. We Badal. We separate. You know, young man D'Angelo say holy, set apart. Special. Sharice Reed. Yeah, type it in. That's right. She said chosen. Exactly right. Clap it up for her. All of these answers. Let me write that on the board. I like those answers here. One say holy, right over here. One say holy, and one say, I think, chosen. Therese, all the way from Eileen, Texas, I believe. She say, D'Angelo said holy, which is in Lashawan Qadash, you know, that's Qadash. Or separate. Either one of those will suffice. Because to be holy, you got to be separated. So separate. Qadash, and separate. There is equal to Badal. Okay? That's spelled right? Badi, yeah, okay. Okay, Badal, all right? And Qadash, holy, or separate, and chosen. Look that word up. Got that, huh? With royal priesthood, man, we chosen. See, we didn't just wake up one day and say, the Lord already had us picked out, man. You know, he already knew who we were. You know, he knew us well before we was formed in the womb there. Let's see here, what chose, yeah, Bakar, got you. Bakar, gotcha. Okay. We are chosen. I'm not going to put the tense on there. It's Bakar. Okay? That's what that word means. All right. Now, that means that, let's see, who else we got? Chosen, right. That means that when the Most High took the time in Deuteronomy 7:6, he said, look, you are chosen people. You are special. He said, man, look, you are holy. You're Qadash. That's what this class called Lashawan Qadash. Why do you think it's called Lashawan Qadash? Because all nations can't claim this chart right here. That's why I say you should study your own word here in the Paleo-Hebrew. And of course, we studied also in the Syrian Hebrew. You have to know a little bit of the Syrian Hebrew in captivity too. But the word for separate is Badal. The word for holy is Qadash. You can use all of them interchangeable, okay? Chosen is Bakar, or to choose. The Most High chose us, Bakar. Us, okay? Chose us. All right? He did that for us, special. That should make you feel great. A lot of people, that should wake you up. That's what's wrong with a lot of people. We sitting here, don't even understand that the Most High took the time. He say, all right, you know what? I got a special flower, the lily. I got a special place. It's called the pit. That's what the Most High used. He said, so now I got a special people. Okay? I got a special people. And they're the children of Israel. The Most High did all that for you. That should make you understand. That should make you go get a glass of yayan, sit down, and say, dang, he did all this for us? Yeah, he did. He did all that for you, Cherise. He did all that for you, D'Angelo, Char, Qadash. The Most High did that for us because he wanted a special people. And that's what we are. Okay, understand that. You know, so let's get into some words here that can I'll erase that off the board. Let's get into some words here that helps us understand what's going on with us now, man. Y'all realize, you know, we under curse, Israel. You know, Yasharallah. See, let's write this down here. Yah, Shah, Ra, La. Okay? Yasharallah, all right? I gotta spell that right. We're under curse, man. Okay? And of course, we'll spell some of these words out. Under. Tha, ka. Bakaf. Okay? And then, Ara. You know, remarkably, man, my grandmother used to go around saying these words. She used to go around saying Ara, but she was saying something about get yourself together, boy. She said Ara. I wonder sometimes, you know, what she was saying, because her people is, you know, from the tribe of what is that? Reuben, Seminole Indians, you know. So that's my mother's side, but I'm tribe of Judah, Yahweh. But anyway, look, Yasharallah, Bakaf, Ara. We're under the curse of Deuteronomy 28:68, man. You know, the Most High slowly but surely, Deuteronomy 28:68. The Most High slowly but surely pulling us out of that curse. Why? Since 1969, the Most High put the Spirit in us to start prophesying and understanding who we are. So therefore, we know now, you know? We know now. So when we say Yasharallah, and we're going to do it in Paleo first, we'll translate some of these words. Just understand, Yasharallah, where Israel is under a curse. And that's what keeps us down. That's what keeps our wicked pastors in church, Bam and Tam, raising our sisters, raising themselves up to be hoes, and our men doing the same, sodomites out there. That's what got us. It's just a curse, man. You shouldn't be living like that. You need to get in ISUBK so you won't have to live like that, so you'll understand a little better. So when we say Yasharallah, you know, that's Israel. Yeah. Well, I didn't really mess that up. What am I trying to spell here? Yasharallah. Okay. There we go. Jesus. There we go. Yah, Shah, Ra, Ra, La. Yasha, Ra, La. We're gonna put the connectors on them. And tell me, while we got you in here, let's see. Let's go ahead and do this one. Then we'll go ahead and put the Paleo over here. I mean the Hebrew, the Assyrian, sorry. Okay? The Hebrew for that same word is Yah. You know, that's why you need to study this chart so you can understand how to write Hebrew. Okay? And different in both Paleo and Assyrian. Yasharah. Jesus. Got that one wrong, didn't it? Slocky about that. There we go. Sometimes I get thrown off. All right. There we go. Okay. Yasharallah. Okay? So let me see. And So, Yasharallah, you know. Let's put some, let's do like we try to do every week. Try to do the Hebrew connectors. Hey, listen. What are Hebrew connectors? Type it in the chat. Real short and sweet. You know, fast. I'm getting you guys to understand. Here, because some people may not know. So if I say like this, Ya, Sha, Ra, La. What is that? I mean, in other words, tell me, what are Hebrew connectors? Okay. Then we're going to do another one over here. Thaka, Tha, Ba, Ka, Thaka. What I got there, yeah. Like that. Okay? Because we're right up under here because we ain't got no room, so we'll do it in blue down here. We'll say, in Paleo, we'll do it right here. I mean, in Assyrian, we'll do it right here. We're right on the bottom of this right here. Tha. I'm kind of make sure you guys can see the separation here. Tha, Ka. Thaka. Sorry about that. Man. Whew. There we go. Yeah, there we go. The cup. Okay. And then, of course, over here, we're going to say Tha, and then we're going to say Ka. So what are Hebrew connectors? I'll let you guys do some more. Tell me, what are the connectors? Just type it in the chat. What is that? Let me know that you guys, oh, somebody wrote it in there. Most High in Christ. Therese, links are prefixes or suffixes for words. Links. I'll accept links. Therese, let's say this, Therese. Instead of prefixes, go ahead and write your answer in there, Daniel, also. Instead of prefixes and suffixes, because the prefix comes before and after. Let's stay with the links. Links are connectors. They connect and attach each word and tell you whether that word should sound independently or you have independent connectors and you have dependently. So, instead of links, let's write this. Let's write dependent looks like this. Dependent connectors, okay? Like that. I'll accept the links. I'll accept that. But let's write it in terms of this. Dependent connectors or only in Paleo, okay? Only in the Paleo language is where this applies, okay? Only in Paleo Hebrew, all right? In Paleo Hebrew, you have dependent connectors and independent. Now, the dependent connectors look like this. Like this. It looks like like a U. The upside down U is what you call an independent. And that's what I think you're trying to say, independent, Jesus, independent, okay? Independent connections, all right? Yeah, there you go. Okay, there we go. So I believe that's what you're saying, sis, and you're right. Let's get it straight. Okay, yeah, and what you want to use, links, got it. And it's really not. I mean, you can say links, but what it is called you're used to calling it this, sis, because I understand what you're trying to say. Instead of a link like D'Angelo, you also, I know you know. Instead of saying a link, it is a link, because that is a link. It's linking these words together with a connector or independent connector. But you got to know which one. So in this case, when you see, you got to go from the sound. So listen to the sound the word out, or just listen to the teacher. He'll tell you when you say Yasharallah. Okay? Not quite sure if that has a H on it. I can't remember. But anyway, close enough. Let's see. Let's see what you got in the comment section right there. There you go. Clap it up for that sister. And then when you want to say, of course, sis, of course we'll move on, but when you say okay, when you want to say okay, you want to use the word con. Con. Con means it's actually equals yes. Instead of saying okay, just say con. K-A-N, okay? And you want to say no, then you say la'ah. And you'll get used to that. That way we all know what you're saying. It's all a matter of understanding, respect, and understanding. But spell that wrong. Independent. There we go. Boy. Okay. Okay, yes, and then of course you want to say no. You want to say no, then you say la'ah. La'ah. Okay? Like that. All right, Sharice? And of course, I'm sure, D'Angelo, you know that already. All right, Khan. Khan out of one. All right. And you know, hey, Sharice, do you know what Khan out of one mean? Let me spell it for you. I'll put it over here since you in class here. When you say Khan, you know what that means? I'll spell it for you. Ada one. That means yes. And then Ada one. Okay, tell me what that means. I'll write it down. Just give you a guess. Good guess. What do you think Ada one mean? Sis? Because you got Khan, Awan Khan, so it's Khan Adawan Khan, or I'll just, you can say it, you can put the other Khan on there if you want to, Khan Adawan Khan. All right, type in there, help her out, D'Angelo, if you could. If she doesn't know, if she doesn't put it in there, help her out, D'Angelo. What does that mean? It's to officer hire. Yeah. To officer hire. Yeah. That's that's right. Anybody that would you, since you're a woman, that would be any man really, because all the men, even to a young man, a trooper, but especially to the officers. Okay, but to any man, because you're a woman. But to the men, they would speak to the officers higher than themselves. They would say Khan on Khan. And what that means, do you know what Adawan means, sis? I mean, you're not just saying a word just because it's related to an officer or higher. Just what do you think it means? What does that word Khan means? Yes. D'Angelo, help her out. What do you think? And Adawan means what? We'll give you a second. And in other words, put down what you think it means. We're not putting you on the spot. I just want to see if you know already. I mean, you may know. I don't know. Okay, let's see. She said no. Yes, Lord. Okay, she said, and then of course you say no is la'ah, and it's right. Adawan is my Lord. Okay. Or Lord, you can say that, but it's usually this is what you're saying. Yes, my Lord. Because when you're addressing the Lord is a person that teaches you. A Lord is a person that basically has charge over you to teach you. Young man or a woman, of course. Abraham had Sarah call her, and Sarah called Abraham my Lord. I mean, you can look it up. It's Adawan. Let's see what you got here. It means sir. You can say, Yeah. You can say my Lord or sir, yeah, but it actually means my Lord. There's nothing wrong with using the word my Lord, because that's what it is. Lord, just a person that has rule over you. That's all it is. You know, it's not, don't take it any deeper than what it has to be. You says to me, sir, or it really just means my Lord. Khan Adawan. And a lot of people put another Khan over there. It's Khan Adawan Khan. Okay? That's what it means. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you got sir, girl. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And that's what Israel's done, man. Israel, we get back over here. And so when we use independent, like over here, I'll give you for instance, Yasharallah, okay? Yasharallah. Here we have independent connectors, okay? Here, Yasharallah, because we want the word to sound independently, not broken up, just we want these sounds to come out like this. You don't want to say Yasharallah, then you got a whole other word. You want to say Yasharallah, Yasharallah. Or you can say a lot of people like to put Yasharallah. So did I do something here? Yeah. Yasharallah, yeah. Yasharallah. Okay? So independent connectors on everybody's one. Yasharallah. All right? And of course, over here, we'll take that Deuteronomy 28 out of there, because that's what it is. And over here, we have that same word. If you pay attention to it, you'll see this word here, this letter here, that's a Yah. And so, and I'm going basic here because I want you to understand the difference between paleo, which is this is paleo, and Assyrian. We want you to understand it, and the way to do it is use these vocabulary words so you'll understand the big difference in here. And of course, Yasharallah, okay? So we're under curse. And who's under curse? Israel. Yasharallah. So in Assyrian, they took and made that little bird-looking thing right there, instead of this Z-looking thing. That character is the true character. These are the true independent connectors that went with that. Over here, they don't have independent connectors. Okay? D'Angelo, I know you in the chat. Or sis, Cherise, my sister. What does Assyrian have that's so unique? If the paleo has the independent connectors and dependent connectors. Before we get into that, let's get over here so we'll see that it has dependent connectors also. Okay? Over here you have what you call thakaf. That means under. Okay? Tha, that's this tha right here. T-H-A. That. Tha. We want it to sound out by itself, so we use an independent U under there, or upside down U, and that indicates an independent connector. Because it ain't connected nothing, just its own sound. But now when we get to here, when we have this ladder and that T right there, that's a ka and that's a tha. That's where you get this sound right here, ka. Pay attention to that, Cerise. Ka and tha. We want those sounds to blend together. That's the key. That's the key word right there. You said link. That's the key. That's the reason why you said link. That's almost the same word as saying blend. So we say ka and a tha. So you want them to blend together, you use what you call a dependent connector, or something that looks like a U. And that's what this is. Okay? That right there. So you blend them together or you match them together, or you link them together. So I know you're on track right there, sis. Con I don't con. That's exactly right, sis. Let's clap it up for the sis, because she's trying hard. Y'all clap it up in the chat, Sharon, all y'all. Y'all clap it up, because this sister right here is trying hard. You're gonna learn this language the way you're doing it, and the way you're checking in the class, and the way you're approaching it. Always checking the class with Officer Shaw right there with the attendance. But the way you participate and the way you're doing that, you're gonna learn this language here, okay? The Assyrian has connectors, okay? And then to reiterate again, their connect in the Paleo, our original connectors, is independent or dependent. The Paleo, the Syrian does not have that. They don't have any connectors, so you know it's hard to tell what they're saying sometimes. That's why it's like a, I don't know, bastardized language. But in the Paleo, it's right on the money. Yah-Shah-Ralah. Okay? There it is right there in the Paleo. Yah-Shah-Ralah. Okay? So that's what you appreciate that, D'Angelo. That's right. Clap it up for that, sis. Exactly. And then, of course, sis, you can clap it up also. You know, give you confidence, right? Okay. In the Syrian language, you notice we're using the same amount of letters, but they're different letters. This is what they chose to use in their Syrian language. So that word is Israel. All right? So let's go over here to the word thakah, under. We are under a curse in the book of Deuteronomy 28:6, and I'll get that for you a second to show you, because I like to show and teach at the same time and to teach both where it is in there as best I can. Under, when you're under thakah, you know, basically I'm not going to use any census with this, just sort of basic words there. Okay? Tha, right here. Tha. Looks like a cross because you have to memorize. No one can memorize what you would call the alphabet. No one can memorize the Hebrew characters but yourself. That means you write them down every day, okay? Tha, and then of course you want to join these two sounds together. Tha, kaf. Tha, by itself. Then you want to say kaf. You want that sound. So that's what it sounds like. It's not tha, ka, tha. The teacher, I'm the teacher, so I'm telling you it's what it sounds like. Tha, kaf. You know, tha, kaf. That's what it sounds like. All right? And of course, get this out of here. Yeah. And the word, and then of course underneath it you have the Syrian. And it sounds, this is what it looks like. Tha, right here, this little tha. Then you have a ka, and then you have another tha. But you don't have any connectors. All right? We'll get into what's special about the Syrian here in a second here. Of course, we learn vocabulary. The word for curse, what's we doing vocabulary? The word for curse is ara. Ara. Okay? Ara. Just meant to curse, okay? So let's write that out in Hebrew. I hope you guys are writing your notes down here. In your notes. Ra. Oh yeah. Arar, like this. Rar, like that. It looks kind of funky, but those two R's right now, not arara, it's just arar. You know, you sound it twice. Rar, arar, curse. Sound like a curse, doesn't it? And of course, in Assyrian, you know, you have, like I said, let's get back to the Paleo for a second. In Paleo, you have the independent sound of ah. Okay? Then you have ra. You drop the A over here because you don't need it. You don't need this A right here. Then that would be a whole other word. Arara. Arara. That's a whole other word. And we don't want to get into that one. So we take the A off. So you join two R's together and you have a sound called arar. See how beautiful this language is because you can tell how it sounds. That makes sense? That's you can tell how it sounds. That's what you want to do. All right? So we go like this. ah. Then you want to have ra. Then you want to have like that. Okay? That's that word in Assyrian. Or ra. Okay? All right, let's move on here. We have a word here that a lot of us just plain old don't do. Like, you know, obey. Lord have mercy to us. Let's write this word down. Let's write this word down, obey. Tazah. Tazah. Yaf. Tazah Yaf. Okay, and now I'm going to put on here Tazah Yaf. That's the word. But then when I want to say we obey our obedience, we didn't obey the laws. Or our obedience was la'ah. Okay? We obeyed not the laws. So let's put it over here. Let's bring this down a little bit here. Let's bring this down just a little bit. Right there. So we can I'm Salaka. Let's put it over here. Y'all stick with me here because I'm trying to write cheats here at the same time. Okay. Tha wa the wara tawara. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, so we say obey, and then we're going to put this word called la'ah. Remember, Therese, when we say la'ah? Well, we'll put it over here. We'll put not. Obey not the laws. Okay? Or just obey not laws. Not our laws, okay? We'll try to do la'ah. Okay? There. They can use different words for know in the Bible, but in this case we're going to say Tazah Yaf. Obey. We didn't obey our laws, so we're going to put a word over here. Let's put la'ah over here. We're going to put a word over here called nawa. That means our. It's another way of saying obey. We didn't obey our, let's see, we didn't obey our laws. So Tazayaf Nawa, that's our obedience, was not with the laws. That's a way of saying that. Okay, Tha, and then of course you want to put, all right, let's see if y'all can remember, D'Angelo, how do you pluralize, in other words, this little law right here? This word is Tawara. You remember that? How do I pluralize something? How do I make it plural? Because we had a lot of laws, 613 if I'm not mistaken. So what word can we use for that? Tazayaf Nawa for our obedience. And of course over here, how do I, and I'll give you a little, we'll give you a little hint there. Starts with a Y, remember? Tawara, laws. So, our obedience was not with the laws. Okay? With our laws. So, take your time and see if you can find that. Preposition, let's see here. What is that? Oh, ha. We're gonna say ha, the laws. So we'll put over here, we'll put a preposition called ha. Ha. All right. Gotta move this la'ah over here, right here, okay? Now ha means the. It's the same thing as saying the in Hebrew, okay? So our obedience, whose obedience is ours? Oh, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got there, bro. Young man D'Angelo, man. Damn right. Clap it up for him. He got you on there. Clap it up for him. Put those claps in there. All right. I expect you to find that. I expect you to do that exactly right because that's what it is. Yum. Okay? See, if you really want to learn in Hebrew, it's here. It's here for you to learn. Tazah yafnawa. That means our obedience was not. La'ah. You know, that's all you have to put. Tazah what? Tazah yafwana. Tazah. Tazah. That's one of our characters. Tazah. So the Tazah. Yafnawa. And this nawa right here is what you call a, what is that, possessive adjective? That's a possessive adjective. It's a possessive adjective, okay? Why is it a possessive adjective? Because what it's doing is telling, before we get back over there, let's hold off of it. Let's go back over there what D'Angelo had. He's right. I'm slacking for that. Slocky. When he said, Thawara yum, okay, let's get back to that. Yum. If you want to pluralize something and put an S on it, that's how you do it. Yum. Especially that's masculine right there. So the plural right here. So the plural of that, you put yum. So instead of the base word, thawara, law, you put laws. We broke 613 of them, I'm sure. Okay, the laws. Ha is what you call a preposition. All right, preposition. In vocabulary, we use prepositions, we use plurals, we use possessive adjectives right here. So we're going to say tazayafwanawa. Tazayafnawa. Salakia. La'ah. You know, our obedience was not with the laws. With the laws. We didn't obey them. And that's one way of saying this. You can say it a few other ways. So, the preposition, wara, yum. We didn't obey them, man. You know, we were all over the place. We were all over the place. But you got that right, D'Angelo. You got that right, Charisse. Y'all all right. Y'all are on time doing that right. Okay? All right, let's break this down a little bit. Let's write down, now that we know a little bit about the connectors and understanding, let's write down what this word actually looks like in Hebrew. It's important. We're going to do the red again in paleo and the Assyrian in blue. Okay? Remember, there's two different types. So, and what you got to do when you get time is learn this chart, Charisse, D'Angelo, both of you. Learn this chart. Okay? Because I'm showing a little bit about in the chart in class here, but it helps you to learn the chart so you'll see what I'm doing even better. Okay? So, tazah yafnawa. So, that word right here. So, we start off with a tazah. Tazah looks just like this. Right there. If you go over here, you see a tazah. What the heck is it? Right there. Right there. On the chart. Tazah. Because that character has a sound. And that's what it looks like. Tazah. Okay? Tazah. Alright? And then we have, so we got that out of the way. We got tazah out of the way. So we got another word called yah. Okay, so you go all the way up to the chart again, unless you got it memorized, and you should. I mean, I'm just doing this for illustration for you. So we're right here, yah. Look like a little Z, like here when we say yasharala, where here's that little yah again. So we say za, looks like this, okay? That's what a yah, when you want to say yah, in Hebrew, Charisse, D'Angelo, of course you know, we write Hebrew from right to left. From right to left. Of course, I shouldn't have assumed that, but that's why I'm writing. It looks like we're writing it backwards over here, but that's why you write the tazah over here. Over here, we're writing from left to right, because that's English. But in Hebrew, you're going to turn it around, right to left. Just get used to doing that, okay? Tazayah, and then you got to put a TH on there. That looks like this, little cross-looking thing there. That's the tha, just like that, okay? And we're going to put the connectors on there in a second because we're writing paleo, remember? Okay? Okay? Tazah, Yah, and then we want to write Nawa. Okay? So we want to write a Na, which looks like this. That's over here on this chart right here. That's this Na. Okay? Then we want to write a Wa. That's way over here. That's little W-A or Wa, okay? All right. That looks like this. That is how you write Tazawath Nawa. That's our obedience. That's what it means. Was not. Of course, you know, if I really want to put the word it was up there, I don't know. Really, you don't really have to. You put Hayatha, but you don't have to put that up there. It's just understood. You can say, I can say Hayatha La'a, but it's understood. It's understood that Taza Yaf Nawa La'a. This was not. Okay? So that's how it looks. Now let's put the connectors on here. All right, y'all take your time. Y'all write this down, you know, because we're getting ready to get it. We're going to put the connectors for the word obey. Taza Tha Nawa. Taza, and I'll write it down and see if y'all let me know if I'm doing it right too. Okay? That's what I want you to. All right. Let's write this down right here. All right, we're going to do. Let's do some connectors here. Ta by itself, Taza. Okay? And Taza, that's this much of the word right here. Taza. Why? Because that's what you hear. Okay, Sharice? Okay, D'Angelo? All right. Taza, and then you have the word Yah. But when you have Yah, you have that right there. But it blends, Sharice, just what you were saying. We're in virtual class here. You said link. Did you not, sis? Follow me. Say, let's see if we can put it. Let's put it to your mind right here. If you remember when you talked about link, type in con. Yes, when you said link, we're gonna link sounds together right now. What we call a dependent connector. We're gonna put that little dependent connector there. Type it in the chat, sis, if you remember that. I believe you already know, D'Angelo. Type it in the chat, sis, if you remember what you said about link things together, because that's exactly what it is. It's a link. We're gonna link some sounds together here. Okay? Tazaz by itself. That's why we put independent connector right there. But when we say Yaf right here, that is two sounds, Ya and Tha. But we want to link them together. And how will we do that? See, type in the chat, sis, if you remember. I'll make sure you follow me here because this is crucial. Because if you can do this one, then you can do any of them. Okay? Let's see what you got, sis. Go ahead and type it in the chat. Say La'a if you, La'a no, or Khan yes if you remember when you talk about links. That's all I'm trying to say. When you talked about links, remember that? Okay. All right. Trying to give you a second here. Remember, see if you can remember, because that's crucial, especially when we're right here. We're right at the point where we're using that word you talked about, when you link things together. Okay? We're linking sounds together. All right? All right. I'm gonna go on. I'm assuming that you do. Okay? Alright, the word Yah and Tha, I'm sorry, not the word, but the character Yah and Tha, just like that. We want to make it a sound that sounds like this, Yah. You know, very basic. We have to go basic here because for you to understand how this is done. Because once you do it once, you'll get used to it. Tazayath. Of course, Nawa is a possessive adjective. It means our. So we go over here, Yath. That means here's the Yah right here. And here's the Tha. So let's link them together. One sound. One band, one sound. Just like that. And we're going to use a dependent connector. This depends on this to make a sound. That makes sense? That's what I just did. Let me use another color. That green may not be standing out that well. Let me see if you guys understand that. Okay? Yeah, okay. All right. Just like this. So, Yath. Right here. A little blue there. Right, just like this. Okay? So we have the word Tazayath. Then we're going to say Nawa. That's two sounds. Na and Wa. So we make them independent. Sounds of their own sounds. That's what that means. That's how that's done. Okay? If y'all understand that, type Khan. It's crucial to understand that, especially right here. All right? If you understand that, say Khan. And I mean, there's people at different levels of understanding, and this is one of your understandings and the independent connectors. It all starts right here for your understanding, okay? Tazah, independent connector. Yah and a Tha, you put them together and make one link or one blend. So let's see if you got it. I think you have it in there. Let's see what you got. Khan, Yawa, Sapala, Alaparium. Yawasa Payala. Yawasa Payala. Aparium. Aparium is Khan, you understand it. Okay. Right here. All right. There's your sound. Obey. All right. La'ah, not. Or just no. We didn't follow our laws. So of course you want to have la, and then you want to write So you want to write la and independent connector sounds. And over here we'll write the Syrian right here. Right underneath it, okay? Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Atha, and then Sharice, who is this? Yahweh Arparium. Okay, I got you. Yeah, very good. Appreciate you checking in right there. I'm sorry, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Atha. That's apparently is a man there, which is good. Not sure. You can check in where you're checking. I don't know if you're officer. I don't know. I assume you are. But anyway, glad we can have you here, party. Okay. All right. Where are we? All right. Obey. So we're gonna write the Assyrian right underneath here. So we're gonna write where are we at here? Oh, Salaki. Tazah. So what are we writing? Okay, just like that. That's like a tazah, all right? Tazah, then we want to write ya, like this. Tazah, then we want to write a tha. We want to write a tha there. Okay, tazah, ya tha. Then we want to write a na. We want to write a here. I think it's like this. Okay, that's an N, of course, and then you want to write a wa over here. So that wa, oh yeah, that's right. Wa look like this. Okay? All right. Well, not quite like that, but there's your Syrian for that, okay? So that's the word, all right? Okay? Now, of course, la'ah, we know we write the same thing here, right here. La'ah. La, and then we'll write ah. You don't have any connectors with Assyrian, so you just write it out just like that. And these are the characters in Assyrian that they wrote. That they wrote years ago. Yeah. That they wrote for us to follow with our same sound down here in the blue. You know, that's their writing, all right? Okay? And of course, we want to write the, and we want to write, see if we got enough room here. I guess we do. The laws. Hatawarayam. Hatawarayam. Preposition. Ha. The laws. So we obeyed not the laws. Or I could have put on there, I just basically said, we obeyed not us, our laws. Our laws, we didn't obey the laws, okay? We didn't. Our obedience was not with the laws. That's how I wrote it. In different ways, you know, but that's how I wrote it today. All right, so we got the. We want to write ha, like this. That's the first. That's this ha right here. Ha, okay. Ha. Let's see what else we got here. Tha. Ha tha. Like that. We're writing paleo right now, of course. All right. A tha, and then we want to write wa. We want to write wa. Okay. Then we want to write ra. Okay. Then we want to write another ha right here. That is Assyrian. I mean, that is paleo. That's the paleo right there. That's the paleo for this word right here. And then, of course, we want to write yam. You got enough room? Did I have enough room here? Yeah, I'll try to write it. Ya. We want to write a ya. Go over here. Look over on the board. Right there. Okay. Right here. Ya. Then we want to write an M. Okay. And that M looks like this. Okay. Now here's a good example in Assyrian. I'm going to erase some of this because I'm going to take this word over to another board because I don't want you guys to miss this anyway. All right. We think we got it right now that's independent, dependent, connect. Let's bring this word up here. Let's just bring it up here because it's down so low down there, getting all jumbled up. Let's just bring that word up. The wara. Okay? Let's bring it up here. Ha. Okay? That's the laws. We neglected to do that, okay? So let's write that out again, and I'm gonna write the Syrian up here for you. All right? Let's write it down here. Ha. As a matter of fact, we'll write it up here. Well, we'll write it down. Okay. Ha. Like that. Ha. And then we'll write tha. Okay. Then we'll write wa. Right here. Then we'll write ra. And we want to write ha. Raha. Yeah. Okay. I write that. Yeah. Ra. Yeah. Now then we want to write yum over here. Okay. Now, then of course we'll do the connectors. We'll say ha. Oh, since it's by sound, dependent connector by itself, ha. And then we want to write tha, independent sound. Then we want to say wa. Then we want to say what we got? Ra. We want to put these together. You want to join these together with a link them, like you were saying, Sharice, with a link, or link this sound together. Ra and ha. There it is right there. Okay? That's that sound right there. Okay? Then we want to write yum, like that. You want to join all that together. So the word itself in Paleo Hebrew will sound like this, will look like this. This is how it's written. Ha, tha. Okay? Wa, ra, yum. Okay, now let's write that in Assyrian. I'm going to see if people remember what you have to do. There's something special going on in Assyrian. Let's see what we got. Let's see if you guys remember, okay? In the chat. Work with me. Angelo, Teresa, and Aparem there. Okay? So we're going to say ha. On this time we're going to use the chart down here below, okay? So we're going to say like this. Ha. Like that. That's a ha. That's what it looks like in Assyrian, okay? Then that's took care of that. Then we're going to write tha. I'm going to write a tha. A tha looks like this. Like that, with a little golf club on the end right there. Just like that. Something like that. Sort of like that. Wa. A wa, right there. When you come way over here, you want to say wa. Right there. Looks just like that, okay? Wa. All right. Where are we at? Right here, wa. And then we'll write ra. That's this right here. Right, just like that. Okay. Ra, all right. That's it, but we have to join this H together, but we don't have to in Assyrian because there are no connectors, but we still have to put the ha there, okay? We have to put this. Like that. There's no connectors. We just duplicating in Assyrian in their language, Right here, right underneath in the blue, okay? Now, if you guys remember, there's a special character going on here. What are we going to call that character? See if you'll type it in the chat for me, okay? There's something going on here. Instead of doing this, that's the M. We're going to do this. And why do we do that? Anybody know? Type it in the chat. Because when you read Hebrew in the Tanakh, you got to understand that that's in there. Okay? All right. So what's this special character here? Right here. In other words, we don't do this, that one. We don't do that one. I'll put an X by it. We do this one right here. Why? What is that called? What is this called here in Assyrian? We guys give you a chance in the chat. If anybody knows, just type it in there. What is this called? This one right here. That right there. This is an M in Assyrian Hebrew. Matter of fact, I'll write it in blue here so you guys can see the difference there. All right. Matter of fact, let me just do this. That's an M in Assyrian Hebrew right there. But we choose to use this one right here. So why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why are we putting this character there? Somebody type it in the chat. I'll wait for you. All right. Why do we do that? What is that? What's going on here on this word? Ha-thawa-riyam. You know, that M. This M right here. That's M right here. That M. What's special about it? You know, it's just as important as the connectors that we've been writing. But what is this M? And why is it there? Why did I have to put that one there instead of the regular M right here? Instead of this M right here. This is an M. Well, kind of sloppy, but let me see. There, that's a little better. There, that's a little better. That is an M in Hebrew. This is. Guys, give you guys 15 seconds or so more. That's an M. But why did I want to use this one right here? Angelo, Charisse, Aparia. Whoever's in the chat. Okay, why do we want to do that? There's a reason. Okay. Let's see. Somebody typed it in there. Good. God damn right. Damn right. Clap it up for Angela. And that's exactly, when you read, that's how I want you to see it. I want you to be able to recognize, clap it up for him in the chat, man. Clap it up. Clap it up. That brother right there is learning this Hebrew. That's what's required, you know. To become an officer, you have to learn your Hebrew. You should know your Hebrew when you get up here and recite it in Sabbath class. You know? This right here. That is called, he said it's called an ending character. Okay? And that's exactly what it is. Ending characters. Ending characters are used. When you read them in Hebrew and you get stuck on it and say, man, what is that? That's because people think they just take it for granted and don't realize that's an ending character. When you see that word and you see that on there and say, that don't look like the M that I've studied. You know, ending characters, there are 5 of them. Okay, and we talked about them before, you know. And I may not have to write them on the board because I'll get in a couple more words here before class is over. We have the ka, the ma right here, the wa, I'm sorry, the na, I'm sorry, the ka, the ma, the na, the pa, and the tazah. Okay, those are ending characters. That's important to know that. All right, it's important to know. See, where's my eraser at? It's important to know. Here it is, right here. It's important to know why we write things. Okay, it's important to know that. All right, we'll get into a couple more words here. Let's see how much time we got. And we got a little time right here. But that's what Israel did. We didn't keep the commandments. Matazawaf. In fact, let's write that word up there. We didn't keep the commandments. All right? His laws. Those are the commandments. The Most High said. Matah. Matazah. I think it's Matazawaf. See what I just said here. Matazawaf. Yeah, right. Matazawaf. We didn't keep this. We didn't keep this. And that's why. So Israel, that's why we're under curse, man. Israel under the curse. Yasharallah, the kaf, ra. Okay? For not obeying. Tasawayaf, our obedience was not with the laws. Ha, the wara, yam. You know, that's what happened. This, of course, this word right here is a word for commandments. The law, statutes, commandments. So that's what I'm trying to write here if you really wanted to know. Israel in Deuteronomy 28. Matter of fact, let's just pick it up and read that here. It won't hurt to read Deuteronomy 28 chapter, 68th verse. You know, for people who have not read it. I mean, you know, some of the officers read it, young man, but some of the Akwafim have not. Some of the sisters might not have read it. So let's pick it up in here in the Bible. Let's pick up this curse here. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Let's go back even before that. Here. Let's show you. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to where these words on the board can be found. Is right here. I'll read it for you. Verse 15, Deuteronomy 28:15, right here. It says, let's go back and read verse 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee. You know, we should not have gone aside from any of the words the Most High said. You know, that's what we're bringing out on the board right here. When it says we're under curse, Yasharallah Takaf Akara. Okay? You know, Yatazawad Nawa. You know, we didn't obey La'a. The Rawa Yum, his laws. Okay? Alright? And we are his commandments. His Matazawaf. We can put, really that should be Matazawa Yum. So let's put that up there. Yum. That's plural for commandments. Let's go back. Deuteronomy 28. For some of the sisters and some of the brothers who may not have read this before, we're going to read it. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, man. That's what we should have done. We should have stayed with what the Most High said. Let's see, where we at? Yeah, Deuteronomy 28, okay. This is what we should have done, okay? Stayed right with it. Let me see what we got. Somebody wrote down something. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, that's what we should have done. Okay, all right. And thou shalt not go aside any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left. You know, stay right where the Most High told you to do. To go after the other gods to serve. That's what we did, man. We went after other gods, man. Okay? But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken, oh Lord, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all of his matazawafyam, his commandments. Matazawafyam. That's what this is. Okay? That's why we're in Hebrew class we're learning these words. What this word would. If I would look that word up, that's what it would say. Matazawafyam. Okay? Commandments with an S. And his statutes, which I command thee this day. This day, that means Yawam. Write down. If you didn't do it, the Most High said, if you didn't do this right, then I'm going to curse you. This is what happened. The curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, Cursed shall thou be in the city, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. I mean, what you bring in and what you store, really a curse. Verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, man, the fruit of thy land. The increase of thy kind, thy flock, thy sheep, thy flocks, man. Cursed shall thou be when thy comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. That's what we are, man. We're under the arar, the curse. That's what Israel is under. And of course, we have to obey the Lord's statutes and commandments to get out of this. But in the book of Deuteronomy, tells you here's the curse, what we're talking about. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexations, rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings. See, the wickedness of thy doings. You go after other gods in the desert and take your babies and dedicate them to idols and burn them. That's wicked, man. And the Most High say we should have been doing. That's why we under the arar. We're in Hebrew class, learning the words that go along with the Bible. Arar, curse. Because we didn't keep the matazawathyam, okay, or his laws, or the warayam, his laws. And of course, we spell this out in Hebrew so you understand that we didn't obey Tazawaf Nawa. Our obedience was not there. Tazawaf Nawa. That's the word obey. It's a root word, of course, we modified it here. And it's use possessive adjectives and all of that. To make this come alive, to let you know that Hebrew of what we did wrong. Okay? All right? And the Most High said, you guys going to be under curse. All right. All right, let's finish reading here. All right. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, verse 20, rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto to do, until thou be destroyed, man. The Lord shall make thee pestilence cleave unto thee until we have consumed thee off the land, whether thou goest off to possess it. And that's what the Most High said. And of course, in verse 68, we'll read that real quick here. He said, what, so much so, some will ship you off. And that's where we are. And the land, Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Matazarium, or Egypt. That's what this word is, to Matazarium. Again, with ships by the way of I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We've never saw our homeland like it should have been. You won't. That's what the Most High said that. He's going to change it, makes things different. Okay? And there ye shall be sold to your enemies, for bondmen, bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. That's what this is saying right here. So the Most High, he ain't playing around. He told us to obey his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what he said. Obey those laws, statutes, and commandments, like I say. Obey the laws, statutes, and commandments. Yeah. All right. Obey the laws, statutes, and commandments. If you would have done that, then we wouldn't be under the curse of Deuteronomy 28:68. I mean, the whole book of Deuteronomy 14. 28:14. And get shipped off of ships in Deuteronomy 28:68. If we'd obeyed what he said, but no. We are under that. That's why those curses have been lifted, man. They've been lifted now, okay? All right? Lifted, all right? That's why we have to get in order, all right? That word is hayah. Get in order right now. Hayah ba'arak atah. Ba'arak aitha right now. Not atha, but aitha. And lapanya, before lapanya. Okay, you destroy yourself. Abatka. Okay, for you destroy your house. Bayafka. Your house. You know. That's what we need to do. Let's write that word under there. Let's write your house up here. Bayafka. For we destroy this. Your house. This is what you don't want to do. Your house. Ya. And then we want to put slocky there. Bayaf. Then we want to put another color right here. We want to put not just house, we want to put your house. Ka. That's a possessive adjective. Possessive adjective for your. Okay? That's the word. For you destroy your house. So you know, your house, bayafka. Possessive adjective right there. The Bible says get in order. You know, and separate from these heathens, man. That's what you need to do. Separate from them. That's what the Most High commands you to do, as a matter of fact. He said, separate from them. You know? And so let's repeat it again. Get in order. Haya by Iraq. We need to get ourselves in order, man. Govern ourselves accordingly. That's what we need to do. And get our houses, Abayafka, your houses, in order. Bayafka, okay? Before we destroy ourselves. Abadka. Before we become destroyed. I might as well put that word on the board too. Abadka. We'll write, that'll be one of the last words we write up here. We got any room left up here, I think. Let me see. I got enough room here. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got enough right here. We'll put the proper M up here, and we'll erase this. Okay? All right? We'll put it down here. We thank our camp leader officer, Natazar, for coming up with this beautiful board here. Real spacious, you know, that we can use. And I ain't got to hardly erase hardly anything, you know, just keep on writing. That's what I like. So anyway, you destroy. It's kind of like the same word. So we'll say, to destroy is abad. Okay? That's what that word is. It means to destroy. All right? That's what it is, abad. And then, of course, we want to say, you always want to put a word like a possessive adjective. We want to take hold of this word because it's meant for us. So you say ka. You know, put that in your notes. Ka. It's possessive adjective. So it's your destruction. Before, get in order. Get in order before you destroy your Bayafka. The Bible says get in order. Let's get before you destroy ourselves. I mean, that's the idea. I'm sorry, not the Bible. It says that, but it's the idea is to get your house in some sort of shape and order. Stop disobeying the Most High. Obey the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We read about the curses, man. And, you know, this is our rock. So the Most High say, you know, get yourself together. Get your house, Bayafka. Get it in order. You know, you go home. You know, a Proverbs 31 woman, you be that Proverbs 31 woman. That UPK man, you be that UPK man. Take control of your children, your little ones. Take control of your wife. She'll call you Khan Adonam Khan. She'll say, my Lord. You know, as long as you get your house in order. Your house, Bayafka. You know, don't come up there half-stepping. Do your house before it's destroyed. Abaka. That's what I'm saying, right there. You know, see all these possessed adjectives? Your. Your or you. That's what I'm doing here, you know. I'm just saying, you know, this is not just a house to be destroyed or a house to be getting in order. It's your house. Get it together. Get your house in order. Get your house in order before it's destroyed, you know? You know, obey the Most High, to Zawah. Obey it, you know? Obey his laws. Okay? Thawara. Obey the laws. Ha. Thawara. Yum. Okay? What else we got? Israel. Yasharala. That's what Israel, that's what you should be doing. The 12 tribes of Israel should be doing what I got on this board here. You know? Obey the Most High. Right here. Obey it. Before you stay under this curse. I mean, so you can lift yourself out of this curse, man. Before you get yourself, get from under this curse right here. Thakar. You know, we don't want to be under there all our life. Till the Most High destroy us, until he judges us. Get out of that. The way to get out of it is to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? You know? That's what you want to do. All right? Slack you for a second. Hold a minute. That's what you want to do. You want to get out of that. Get out of that rut that you're in. The whole idea that we're reading tonight is that we found out that Israel is under curse. We know that. And if you didn't know it, you know now. You know what it looks like in the Bible when you read it. You know? Yasharala, Taka, Ara, Tazawanawa. You know? La'a. We didn't obey. You know? What? The laws. Hathawara, Yum. Okay? Your house. You know? By Yafka. Get it together, man, before you destroy the Baka. That's what Israel needs to do. You know? See, we got something in the chat here. Young man, Daniel. Okay, yeah, I got you. That's what Israel needs to do. Is to get from under his curses, is to keep his laws. That's why we got this on the board. Now I know other nations need to apply. This don't even apply to the other nations right here. The Bible says he's going to take Yasharala, Israel, on ships and send us across here to a whole nother place. That's why we in Lashawan Qadash class right now, studying this chart right here, in the Paleo and the Syrian, and writing Paleo and Syrian on the board. Okay, vocabulary words here. Everyday vocabulary words used out of the Bible to describe our condition. That's what I'm doing. Okay, that's what I'm doing. And then so you'll understand, so you'll have a better understanding about who you are. You'll understand, oh wow, you know, this is what these words look like. Yeah, that's what they look like. And this old paleo, that's what paleo like. Oh, it has connectors. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, the Syrian looks like that. Yeah, that's what it looks like. You know, it looks like chicken scratch, and the one in blue here. But that's what it is. And the paleo is in the red. You know, that's all these dependent and independent connectors, man. That looks beautiful because it can tell you how the word sounds. As Sharice said, as your links, they link themselves together or not link themselves together. Okay, they independent or dependent. And of course, D'Angelo said the ending characters, man. That's you know, I picked one out right here. It is look good. That M, we got 5 of them. There's one of them right there. Good example. Okay. Bawarayam. So I hope you guys learned something tonight. Hope you understand what all this means. That is that the Hebrew related to it. That's what we're trying to do, to make sure you understand the Hebrew that's related to all of these. You know, so when we read this chart, you said, oh man, you know, and of course you read it in Assyrian, it means the same thing too. You know what I mean? It has the same sounds, but they spell different. So what I want you to do is go home and practice these characters. You know, practice make perfect. Some of the officers know what I'm talking about up in there. You know, practice these characters. If you don't practice these characters, it ain't gonna, you know, this won't help. Because you just up an exercise of futility. Yeah, he's like you're saying, what does this mean? But when you take your mind and you exercise, oh man, that's coming alive. To me, it comes alive because when I see it, I'm starting to see a word now instead of chicken scratch up here in this Assyrian. I'm starting to see connections here. I'm starting to see understanding how things are linked together. Okay? I'm starting to see that. You know, of course, it's been a little while, but I'm just saying. After a while, you get your own understanding. You get in your groove, and you begin to understand what all this means. Okay? So that's what we're about. So we're going to, we're going to end class a little bit here. And let's see. Yeah, we're going to end class. Hope you guys had clapped up in class right there. Still in class, didn't clap it up in class. And understand in Hebrew the vocabulary words that we use. Because, you know, I can go there and I can put vocabulary words all day long. But, you know, you'll get used to them. You'll try to write them down, think you've gone somewhere. But why not put the words in their practical use? It'll help you remember those words. That's how I remember things. That just makes sense, you know. Because trying to remember things alphabetized, you know, hey, I mean, you could do it that way, but it won't mean nothing to you. If something don't mean nothing to you, then why would you put it to remembrance? But here, let it mean something to you. And this is what, we're under Israel under curse. Hell, that means something to me. Yasharala, Bekaf, Ara. Yasharala, Bekaf, Ara. Okay? Tazawanawa, Taza, Wa. Okay? Tarara, Yawam. Bawara, Yam. Bayath. Well, I might as well put ka on it. So, an abadka, you know, destroy, separate, badalka. Or, you know, Qadash, holy. These words start to mean something. They will mean something to you if you're Israel. If you're blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, it's going to mean something to you because the Most High is there showing you, helping you along this. If you take your time to learn this chart here, and that's what he did for me, you know. Under Commander Joniahana, we've been around since 1969, and Commander Joniahana has told us to get back out there and preach this word. Teach this word, Salakia, not preach, Salakia. To teach this word, okay? We damn sure ain't no preachers out of this Sunday church here. To teach this word, Salakia, to the men above me and below, for that matter, Salakia. To teach this word, okay? To get away from these bastardized preachers out here that would take our word and destroy it, okay? And abaka, and abad, our word, okay? And our commandments. I mean, taking our commandments to a whole nother level, man. By preaching it, they go around our own people. We don't even care what Esau does. We know he's messed up. All the other nations do. But our own people, man, you know, our own people sitting here destroying our houses. You know, they destroying your house. Got our people out there doing some of everything. Bayath. Our own Bayath. That's why we need to get ourselves in order, okay? All right, we have some ISUPK security announcements, all right? We are the ISUPK, started off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother: when a new brother or sister comes into school, they are off limits for 6 months, okay? They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister, you know. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. Okay, after this 6 month period, the brother and the sister will get permission. They get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. That's where we get that word from right there. Matazawath. Okay? It's a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, 8, and 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asharah, of the 10th. Okay? Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. The priest's fund. Free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Okay? Whatsoever amount you would like. The holy convocations. We have the the memorial blowing of the trumpets. Okay? The first day of the 7th month, Monday, 6 September 2021. Leviticus 23 and 23. It's like it. Leviticus 23, 24 through 25. Okay? And we're going to remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. We have a brand new bulletin board up there, of course. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, and headband. All black boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf, okay? And we're going to give a salute to our brothers. And so we're going to say, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barak Atham. They want to turn to our sisters. We're going to give a courtesy salute to our sisters. Okay? Put your headdress on, you know, and understand. I'll give you a few seconds there if you don't. Okay? Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad. Yahweh Shema Alatha by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to all my sisters. For that we say Shalom.